Dumbest swinging story ever. Guy ruins multiple relationships. This happened back when I was a junior in college. The participants were all seniors just about done with school. Names are changed and I'm gonna make them alliterative to link the pairs. It involves two couples, Dave and Denise, Josh and Jessica. We are all in the same friends group. It was a good size group centered around our involvement in a specific college org. Obviously there was a lot of dating and hookups and parties within the group like any co-ed college friends group. That's how each of these people came to be couples. By this time, both couples had been together like 3 years. I got a lot of the tea, as my wife would say, from Josh and Jessica directly, and some from my girlfriend at the time, who was good friends with Jessica and Denise. Jessica and Denise had been best friends since elementary. They roomed together freshman year, and got an apartment together sophomore year. Josh and Dave were really good friends since they met through the org, and all through college had hung out a lot since they were dating BFFs. Each of these guys had their own apartment. Josh had his own one-bedroom, while Dave had a roommate. So based on everything I was told, this is how it went down. Apparently Dave and Denise were laying in bed talking one night having a deep talk. They're talking about their future or something, and through that Dave lets it be known that he kinda regrets that he hasn't ever been with anyone else. Now he had girlfriends before, but still had his V-card when he got with Denise. Now she wasn't exactly promiscuous, I think Dave was her third, and all had been boyfriends. She indulges this conversation, and at some point in it asks him if he could have one hall pass with anyone, who would he want. Now I am of the opinion that this is not only the boldest answer, but also the dumbest possible. He says Jessica. Now this next part happens over several weeks. In my faux psychologist opinion, I think this all happens because Denise thinks she is with her soulmate and wants to make him happy, or just get it out his system or something, before they inevitably get married. But again, just me speculating. So what happened was Denise told Jessica about the conversation. Jessica said that she didn't freak out or laugh it off, that they ended up having like a real conversation. Mostly about Dave, but Denise was like she wanted to help him not feel like he was missing out. Jessica didn't agree to anything but didn't just shut everything down either. She told Josh about it, and he apparently asked like a trade? This caused them to talk it out, and they both decided the idea of swapping was interesting, but also just thought it was a dumb hypothetical. Denise told Dave about her convo with Jessica. I don't think he thought this was a real thing until then, but apparently got all excited when he found out Jessica didn't react negatively. This bothered Denise, but she continued anyway. Jessica and Denise then had another conversation where they admitted what their boyfriends said. Denise told Dave about the swapping idea. He said he didn't care, he was fine with that as long as he got to be with Jessica. Again, I'm just thinking, incredibly dumb and bold to say that to your girlfriend. Denise tells Jessica, Jessica tells Josh, and finally Jessica tells Denise they would be in for this. Apparently when Denise told Dave, he was way too excited, and that kinda hurt her feelings, but she kept it all in because she thought this would help. I asked Josh and Jessica why they went along with this, and they just said, in hindsight it's a terrible idea, but they were comfortable with each other and thought since everything was balanced and that it would just be a one-time fun thing. Neither had ever done anything crazy like this, and they both had low counts also, so why not? It's college, right? Jessica, Josh, and Denise all figure this will be like a one-time experience, like they'll just meet over at the girl's apartment and the guys will just go to bed in the opposite room one night. Not Dave. He uses the logic that the first few times him and Denise had sex were not the best, and that it really didn't get good until the fourth or fifth time. He says his roommate is going home this weekend, and that they should switch for the whole weekend. His idea is that after class Friday, each girl just goes to the other guy's apartment, and at that point she is his girlfriend until she leaves to go to class Monday morning. No limits, each person has total autonomy to do whatever they want. Josh and Jessica are kind of just along for the ride, so they agree. Dave, however, in his excitement totally fails to notice that once it became a swap, Denise became just as excited as him, if not more. Jessica and Denise shared everything, all sorts of details about their lives and relationships, and a bedroom wall. She was aware of Josh's prowess and was understandably excited. Now for reference, all of these people are very attractive. Both dudes were fit and took care of themselves, and the girls were super hot. The weekend came and went. This is where I actually got to see the aftermath. Dave was totally not the same. He was super pissy, and would get agitated at the littlest thing. He also seemed to be avoiding Josh even though he was trying to not let on. He was coming out less and less, would leave early, especially around Josh. My girlfriend at the time noticed the tension between him and Denise. In honesty, I didn't really notice anything, she did, and pointed it out to me. She actually got a lot of the details from Denise as they were pretty good friends. She relayed that to me, and then a bit later on I got the story from Josh and Jessica. As the months went, Dave eventually was only coming to work stuff, and was not partying with us, and with a couple weeks left him and Denise broke up. Josh said after that he got defriended on socials. Here's what went down. As the story goes, there really were no rules on whether what happened would stay between the pair or be shared. Josh and Jessica did, because they were comfortable with that and each other. Denise wanted it to be closed, and to just move on, but Dave insisted. Jessica thinks he wanted to brag about what they did, and shared in very graphic detail with Denise the whole weekend. This time, not bold, just dumb. This pissed Denise off, so she gave him all the details right back. While all may have been on par on the surface, their weekends were very unbalanced. Jessica and Dave did have intimacy 5 times over the weekend, she got off the last 2 times. They used protection, and using their mouth was done as foreplay only. She said it was fun but not on par with Josh. Pissed, Denise told him the total truth. Apparently, they had done it somewhere closer to 10 times, and Denise claimed she got there every time. No condoms used at any point, and she went in depth to Dave about all the things she let Josh do and did to him. Didn't stop there either, she also described how he was bigger and could recover in what seemed like minutes. Needless to say, Dave didn't take it well. I can't help but think about this story every time I read about a botched open relationship or swinging story here on Reddit. It just reminds me of dumb Dave being the poster boy for mess around and find out. Edit. This is definitely weird. I generally assume he had always wanted Jessica, and once the opportunity was in his face couldn't let it go. Also, I always wondered if Denise hadn't talked herself into worrying about him having regrets, if it would have happened at all.